Consider this pass by reference code. Class pass by two instance variables are declared int x comma y. X and y are two integer variables, instance variables of the class pass by reference. Change xy, this is the method name, and the object is a local object is POBJ. We do want to make the changes in terms of the local object POBJ. POBJ dot x is equal to POBJ dot x plus 100, and POBJ dot y is equal to POBJ dot y star or 200. Ignoring these two lines as comments, we do want to print the value of x and y in this xy method. Now have a look into this initialization. Pass bearer of p is equal to new pass bearer. P is an object. P dot x is 1, P dot y is 2. Since x and y are public instance variables of pass bearer, x and y are initialized inside the main method. So before method call, we would like to print the values of x and y. P dot disp xy prints x and y. Let us check it. Java C classes 13.java running classes Java classes 13. Before method call x is 1 and y is 2. Then we do want to call the method, right? B dot display xy. Then b dot change xy of p, in which p calls the change xy method because p dot, which means that p is an invoking object. Change xy is the method name, p is the actual parameter object. Now the actual parameter object p is actually received in the formal parameter object p obj. Now a p pass pair of p obj is equal to p. This means that p obj is an alias of p. So the changes made in the local object p obj will reflect in the actual parameter object p. So p obj dot x is equal to p obj dot x plus 100. This means that p dot x is equal to p dot x plus 100, and p obj dot y is equal to p obj dot y star 200, which means that p dot y is equal to p dot y into 200. Clearly, the changes made in the local reference variable or object, right, alias p obj will reflect in the actual parameter object p. So after the method call, we try to print the value of p again, p dot dispxy. So printing the object contains p, right? In terms of variables x and y, we find that the updated values, say 101 and 400 are updated. After which we are creating another object p1. P1 is initialized to 10 and 20. We do want to print the value of P1's x and y. P1's x and y are printed as 10 and 20 respectively. Then have a look into this statement. P dot change xy of P1, in which P is the actual parameter object. What about P1? P1 is the for sorry, P is the calling object, right? P1 is the actual parameter object. P is the invoking object. The caller is a P. The actual parameter object is P1. Now P1 is passed as the actual parameter object here. In this case, what happens means P obj dot x is equal to P obj dot 100 means ultimately this is affecting in the uh, actual parameter object P1. So P1 dot x gets updated, right? P obj dot y is equal to P obj dot y star 200. This will be reflecting in the actual parameter object P1. So P1 is updated to, right, the previous value of x plus 100. Say what is x, and x is 10 plus 100, 110, and y is updated to 20 into 200. Let us check it. 110 and y is updated to 4000. So the changes made inside the method definition in terms of the local parameter will reflect in the corresponding actual parameter object P1, irrespective of the method call. Method call is right P, right? Whichever is P dot or P1 dot. Here, since P obj and P1 are alias, right? The changes made inside this local parameter object, formal parameter object P obj, will reflect in the actual parameter object p1, right? So printing the values of p1 dot display xy, x is updated to 100 plus 10, 110, and y is updated to 20 into, I think, 200, 4000. So let us check it. X is 110 and y is 4000. After that, we are calling a p dot display xy. A p dot display xy means, right, the value of object p. P remains the same thing. Updated value of p is existent. Updated value of x is p is 101 and 400 previously, because of this method called p dot change xy of p. So the same content of p 101 and 400 remains in the object p, right? So understand clearly, the actual parameter object is passed to the formal parameter object. The changes made inside the method definition will actually reflect in the actual parameter object. This is the concept of pass by reference. Suppose in this case, let us comment out these lines p obj dot x is equal to p obj dot x plus 100, and p obj dot y is equal to p obj dot y star 200, and having these statements, x is equal to p obj dot x plus 100, y is equal to p obj dot y star 200. Now let us analyze the effect on these executable statements. File save. Let us compile the code, running the program. Now check the result. Before method call, x is 1 and y is 2. P dot display xy prints x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2. After method call, p dot change xy of p. P calls change xy. P is also the actual parameter as well as the invoking object. In this case, what happens here? X is equal to p obj dot x plus 100 means this x is referred by the invoking object, that is p dot x. P dot x is equal to p obj dot x. P obj dot x is, what is p obj dot x? P obj is received by the actual parameter p. So we have a value 1, right? And 1 plus 100. P obj dot y into 200. P obj dot y. What is our initialization? Y is 2. So 2 into 200. This is updated in the left hand side variable x and y. Left hand side variable is not the local parameter object, but this is an invoking object. So invoking object is updated to 101 and 400 after method call. Here x is updated to 101 and y is updated to 400. Now, having this statement, p1 dot x is 10, p1 dot y is 20, printing the contents of p1, right, as usual. 10 and 20 are printed. Then p dot change xy of p1. P1 values are 10 and 20. 10 and 20 are passed here. So here POBJ, what about POBJ? POBJ receives the value of P1. P1 dot x is 10, P1 dot y is 20. So updating here, this is 10 and POBJ dot y is 20. Now, what is the invoking object? Invoking object is P, right? So P dot x is equal to this one. POBJ dot x is P, the object name is P1, P1 dot x and P1 dot y. So updating that, right, let us check the value of P dot display xy. P dot display xy is updated to 110 and 4000, because here previous value of POBJ dot x is this one, P1 dot x, 10 plus 100, 110, then 20 into 200, 4000. That is updated in P1's, that is updated in P's content, because P is the caller object. Left hand side variables x and y are referred by the invoking object or calling object. But P1 dot display xy is concerned, right? What about P1? P1 initializer are 10 and 20. Now 10 and 20 are passed as the parameter to this POBJs x and y. Now the changes are not made in the local variable POBJ, but the changes are made in the invoking object. Invoking object is P1. The invoking object is P. So P's contents are updated, but printing the value of P1 dot display xy, P1 dot display xy remains 10 and 20. Hence, understand clearly when passing objects as parameter, the actual parameter object becomes an alias of a formal parameter. That stage, the changes made inside the method definition will automatically reflect in the actual parameter object, irrespective of the method call, right? Method call can be done using the form actual parameter object, or it can be called using some other object of the same class. Logical concept is changes made inside the formal parameter will reflect in actual parameter if and only if the actual parameter is an object of the same class and the formal parameter is a reference variable of the same class. This is the concept of pass by reference or call by reference.